Okay, so we also talked a little bit last night about like invisible variables that are all around us. Again, not to be orthorexic, but what we're trying to do is we're trying to optimize
I gotta laugh every
body.
time you say that, I'm gonna laugh.
Yeah, we're trying to optimize our body and brain. We're trying to live life to the fullest.
Yeah, we're not trying to make it over.
Trying to live a limitless life. And in
limitless.
a case like this, there are things that we want to take into account. I know a big part of what I talk about in Atlanta is going to be this whole invisible variable component, where your air, your water, your light, and your electricity are all very important. For example, here at the conference, upstairs, there's like an alkalinized, ionized, filtered water unit where these people are sampling water. Well, I've got a Berkey water filter back in my hotel room that I travel with, so when I pour the water from the hotel room, it's all filtered and it's clean water. But if I go up there, it's easy enough to go out of my way to go upstairs one story, skip the water fountain, or to drop by any gas station or Whole Foods and grab a glass bottle of Gerolsteiner or Perrier or Pellegrino. But so many people dump poison into their bodies, and healthy people. They don't think about it. They check into the hotel. They don't plan ahead. They walk into the hotel. It's the middle of the night, so you pour yourself 2 16-ounce glasses of
fluoride,
of pharmaceuticals and fluoride.
Yeah,
what
no
a
doubt
great
about
mix.
it. Chlorine, pharmaceuticals, fluoride, and a lot of unknown toxins and chemicals.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
and many of them, there's an epidemic of thyroid conditions right now, hormone-related conditions. Those chemicals, fluoride, chlorine, just to name it two, they go right after the receptors, block those hormones, drive inflammation, and cause a host of symptoms. And yet people are wanting to take things to take rid of the symptoms,
now, is it true
but
that
not
if you
get rid of
use
the cause.
iodine, you can knock the fluoride or the chlorine off
Yeah,
those
you have to be
receptors?
careful. You have to be careful, especially with people with autoimmune. When you take iodine, you have to start slow and low because you can create what is called a thyroid storm, where people go, I can't take iodine. Well, it's just they say that or they say they're allergic to it, but the iodine literally bind and compete for the same receptors as chlorine, fluoride. They're called halogen chemicals.
Right.
Iodine knocks those off. Bromine's in everything new. You know the smell of that
so
brand new computer? That's bromine.
So
That's
this
a flame
thyroid
retardant.
storm, is it because you get all that stuff knocked off too quickly and it fills your body?
Absolutely. And it
Really?
will redistribute, recirculate,
so-
drives it.
So this is similar to what you and I talked about when I interviewed you about detoxing.
Absolutely. There's a big debate of whether you should ever use iodine for autoimmune. I mean, some of the world's leaders and experts say absolutely, Brownstein being one of them, and he says you can't fix autoimmune thyroid without iodine. However, you'll see this whole other side that says you can't give it. I agree. If you do it wrong, you'll come to the conclusion you can't give it. However, Brownstein, others, and I coach a couple hundred doctors around the country, we have proven the opposite. You can't fix it without it.
Really? What about selenium for that? Do you have to
Very
take selenium in combination
if your
with
selenium
iodine?
is too low, you'll get even a stronger reaction. So we want to make sure selenium levels are optimum. And if you're just looking at a blood test, if you look at the range, we like them over 140 on a blood test.
Selenium levels.
Selenium levels,
Okay.
yeah.
And so if someone were to go into the doctor and test iodine and selenium, can you get both of those on a blood?
Yeah, you can. And typically they're not on a blood. You'll have to maybe pay extra and maybe your insurance will cover it. I don't know.
You have to be that asshole who not
You have
only
to
asks
be
for
that
butter
guy.
instead of olive oil, but also the iodine
You
and
have to
selenium
be that
instead
guy.
of
Yeah,
plain
exactly.
Jane.
Yeah, and there's some better doing an iodine serum, iodine, just a blood test. It's one level to check. However, there's iodine spot tests that are $80 that are much better, and then even better is an iodine challenge. Where they actually see what your body's using
What about
and
that
measure
really
it in
cool
the
test
urine.
where you can just put iodine in for the absorption?
Yeah, you can
How
do
does that work?
Yeah, you just put some iodine and see how fast your body absorbs
Where do you
the
get that iodine?
It's there's some other factors there.
I've heard that test could be bull.
That's what I'm saying.
that's
There's other
I like to call
factors
out the
there.
bold
That's what I
things
was.
in life.
Yeah.
But you would basically thanks for the stupid question.
Yeah,
Warren.
yeah. Wait, stop. Talladega
would-
Nights.
you
I
would-
had plenty of time to think about it. You guys were talking. Talladega Nights.
I already said that like 5 minutes
Did
ago.
you?
dude.
Oh,
missed
man.
it. Yeah.
I gotta start
Ricky Bobby.
Yeah.
So you smear the iodine on like your hand or your forearm. And you,
Right, and the theory
see
is
if
if it goes in quickly, you need it. But again, many other factors.
Yeah,
there.
I raise an eyebrow at that one.
Yeah, yeah, you